Hello, my friends. Thank you for joining on this freshly new podcast. This new podcast called Freshly Poured Juice. I'm here with my guest, Flame Yo. Greet yourself. Say hello to the internet, my friend.
Yo, what's going on?
Let's give him a clap. Yes, sir.
His dry ass hands clapping together, bro.
What are
And
you
then
doing,
we're here
bro?
with the pimp nasty himself, Ringru II, Slick Nasty.
Oh my god. Hey, how's it going?
Be careful, he might steal your girl. Keep an eye on him.
That's
done that
enough out
before.
of you.
I want to say thank you for everybody tuning into this pilot episode. We're just
All three of y'all. We appreciate everything.
I thank you, Slick.
I think
Pedro, for watching
that's
the video.
three too many, actually, for real.
What do you mean, bro? Y'all gonna watch the video game with me, right? But today we're gonna be saying hello to everybody, and we're gonna start off the podcast. We're talking about gaming. We're gonna move on to anime. We're gonna talk about our young experience being young adults.
I thought it was
You're not supposed to tell them how it's supposed to go. You're just supposed to
bro.
start.
My fault. I want them to know. But
Let them be intrigued.
my fault.
That's not how things go.
My
Let them be
fault. My
intrigued.
fault.
Because
Nah,
when we get off
redo,
topic,
redo,
then
bro.
what? You're a liar.
You're right. Wouldn't be the first time though. But let's get started. Monster Hunter Wilds. I know Flame Yo, your ass got addicted to it the first chance you got. How you feeling about it so far?
Well, that's technically not true. I was a pretty avid. I didn't really like the Monster Hunter series, but I saw my friend Slick, as you can see, playing it like all the time. Like Monster Hunter's Worlds, Rise, and now Wilds, the new game that came out. And when I got the chance to play it, it was actually not bad at all. And right now I'm using Dual Blades, which is pretty fun. And I did rack up quite a few hours already, like 25 or something. Yeah, the gameplay, the monsters, it's a really good game to play, to be honest with you.
Slick, by my knowledge, it seems that as if you were trying to indoctrinate all your friends to get into it.
Yeah, of course.
What
Monster
caused
Hunter-
Oh, my
Go
fault. What caused you to get into the Monster Hunter series? Was it just for your attraction, or you just dove into it yourself blindly?
So it all started way back when I was a wee lad. Nah, I'm joking. But it started. I want to say it started with Monster Hunter Dose or Monster Hunter Tri, one of those two. I remember playing it, but it was on like PS2, PS3, stuff like that. So I remember. It's one of the games that I remember playing, but I don't remember like what I was doing, right? And then Monster Hunter World came out, and I'm like, I remember playing Monster Hunter, and I was like, I might get this game. So I went ahead, I got the game, and I fell back in love with it.
1,000
And,
hours later.
Yeah, 1,000 hours and some change later, a lot of deaths, a lot of hunts, and
And now
it's
you're back
honestly
for round
just
two.
it's like it's such a simple game at its core value, right? But when you start to get into like the intricacies, how every single weapon, yes, it has its base things, but it has like secret things that you have to learn, and it's honestly quite fun. And the difficulty is there, but it's not. Like your first Monster Hunter will always be your hardest Monster Hunter. Just like any Souls game, your first Souls game will always be your hardest Souls game. But
That is true.
it is a fun, exhilarating feeling because like for like Souls games, like yes, for the most part, you basically play the game like through every playthrough, it's essentially like the same game through and through, right? Same could be said about Monster Hunter, but like the different weapons, the different play styles, and then with the introduction into this specific Monster Hunter where you're allowed to have two weapons on yourself
If that,
whenever you want.
Is that a revolutionary concept to the Monster Hunter series?
Yes, it is, because normally if you wanted to change like builds or whatnot, or if it's like, oh, all right, so if I wanted to have like a long sword, and then if I wanted to rock dual blades, I would have to go all the way back to camp just to switch to dual blades, and they might use like the same exact build, but I have to go all the way back to camp, where now we have this like, it's essentially a chocobo. If anybody's ever played Final Fantasy, it's essentially just a chocobo, but it's called a secret, and you just store your extra weapon in its pouch, and you can swap it. And there's a lot of other revolutionary things going on, like weapons having inherent skills themselves, instead of you having to build around the weapon and all that for each build. Weapons come with their own skills, so you can sort of have the same build, but the different weapons will determine the skills and stuff. So that's also pretty cool, and it calls for like some crazy hunts and a bunch of other stuff, especially if you're a solo hunter. A lot of people have been using the hunting horn, as I've seen on like Reddit and TikTok, and the hunting horn is essentially just like buffing yourself, just a buffing weapon. It's just a hammer, but that can play music, and it's pretty cool. I enjoy it.
So you saying I can...
Go ahead.
You saying I can fully fulfill my dreams of becoming the solo beater like my favorite anime, Kirito Kirigaya from...
All right.
SAO?
I mean, yes, but honestly, if you're using dual blades, you probably feel a lot more like Levi Ackerman than anything.
Oh, don't get me started. Hitting the freaking the wound, like hitting the wound, and you're doing the Beyblade like you're defeating the Beast Titan, bro. It's like one of the most satisfying things. And then
dual blades have always felt like you're playing as Levi's. Like in World, if you were to jump off a cliff and do like a melee attack mid-air, if you land on the monster, you'll end up like literally like gliding down the monster, spinning like a Beyblade, right? But now you can do that, and you do the whole like ODM gear, attach your ODM to the monster, jump, spin around. Yeah, the whole thing. You feel like you're fighting the Beast Titan, and it's honestly phenomenal.
And the most satisfying part is when that final hit actually kills the monster as well.
Oh yeah,
like, that's one of the most satisfying like ways to go out for real.
It must
Rip
be
to the monster though.
For me, when I first started my Monster Hunter series with Worlds, and my first weapon was the bow. And what I truly enjoyed the bow was the fact that even though all weapons in Monster Hunter have like a rhythm type pattern to it, for me with the bow, it just made me feel like as if I was playing Lord of the Rings. I was an elven just warrior going around shooting people until they die. But one thing I can say, so far with like, my experience in Wilds, especially with the new wound system, the bow, I feel as if it's just a little bit too simple now. The skill, like, to be able to stagger the monster, whatever I'm hunting, basically on cooldown and them getting up, makes it a little less thrilling for my taste. So what I was thinking I might do, instead of doing bows...
time to swap. It's time to swap.
I was thinking about doing...
I would say the bow is, like, in my opinion, severely overtuned. Like, a lot of the weapons, they have been rehashed, reworked. A lot of things that we had complaints in the other Monster Hunters that they're giving us, but I just feel like the bow is just a little much. Like, it's, in my opinion, it's not like the strongest per se, but if you get good at it, it's definitely the most comfortable, I would say. It has a lot of forgiveness, which a lot of weapons don't.
Like, it has a lot more safety hazards to it.
Yeah, it's like you're always shooting at a distance, which means that you constantly have like consistent damage, which is already a plus side, which is why a lot of people like the bow guns and the bow itself.
Don't even get me started.
Those focus strikes on top of that.
Range.
If you have more than one, you just have the monster in an infinite stun lock. And don't even get me started if the monster's like a larger monster and you're using pierce ammo, bro. That monster's as good as dead. That monster is as good as dead.
Yeah, I was talking to some other people earlier, really, you know, the waifu refugee camp. Y'all don't know about it yet, but we're discussing about Monster Hunter, and really we got on the topic of mods and how the Monster Hunter series, how the community typically mod each Monster Hunter. One for really cosmetic reasons, like how they might turn some monsters into, like, say, in Wild. What's her name? Gamma. Have y'all seen her become? I haven't gone to this part yet, but you turned her into like some type of fart monster. Is this what y'all doing over here?
Yeah, pretty much. We like to have fun around here.
I want if I could.
I've seen the first monster that's the frog turned into a duck. So I mean,
Are
I
you
should
able to
explain a
mod?
lot.
Are you able to mod like the character models itself to change it?
Yep. Yeah. People just straight up have Virgil from
I'm
Devil
trying-
May Cry.
Bro, even though I don't play this game no more, I still trying to be, bro. I want to be Ganyu and just start nuking people.
That's where your
Oh,
brain
wow.
goes to.
Bro,
Your first
God,
thing.
you.
Bro,
Bro,
it's
hasn't
because-
played Genshin in like 3 months, 2 months.
I know. Bro, the thing is for me,
You just caught up to slow leveling. You don't want to be the guy that was with all the arrows. Like, bro, come on, bro. Like, right
bro,
here.
you're right. Bro, that last episode,
Little Taikyu.
Like, you don't want to be. You want to be MC. Like, what's?
bro,
Oh,
I haven't.
they
gotten to that
just
much
made
more
that
yet.
man aura farm for no reason, bro. Man was watching the S rank get eviscerated.
Bro,
I waited.
Bro had his shadows. There was a whole worldwide live stream. Bro knew what was going on.
But yo, can we talk about, bro? It makes sense from the Japanese side though, for them to say, "Hey, yo, they ass gonna probably die. Let's dip out."
Oh nah, screw it. You know, it's a good thing the Ant King, or if you read the manhwa, Beru, like they
Beru,
nah, yeah, he
Meryl
is.
is a goat.
Yeah, it's a good thing that man caught them freaking Japanese hunters, bruh. They were finna dip. They completed the mission. It was just Bear was just like he was a needle in a haystack that nobody could ever predict it, to be honest with you. And he was quite the needle. He was the sharpest needle around, sharp enough to bear his fang inside of all the S ranks.
All right, I'm assuming you're a little bit farther in our Monwell pairs. Yo,
We're
spoiler.
done. What do you mean, a little bit farther? We're done.
Oh, it's finished.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been finished for like 3 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the sequel with his son.
Yeah, the sequel is out for Solo Leveling Ragnarok, and the prequel of that just finished. And it's 300 chapters long.
Okay. Let's not dive too far in spoiler territory, just because there might be some people who don't want to, want to enjoy the ride as they go. We're anime only.
And we're not particularly spoiling anything. We're very careful about what we say.
But if we're gonna be talking about anime, since I caught up now, another anime I'm have my eye on. 2 animes I need to watch. I need to watch Call of the Night and Horimiya.
Please.
Bro,
I haven't
reason
watched neither of them.
you haven't watched either?
It's okay.
No.
I got the Horimiya. Just let me know when we all get about 9 hours to ourselves. I got the whole thing on my PC, bro. Just let me know.
Bro, for the Horimiya, I've been actively avoiding it just because the heartbreak of me knowing that once I finish, the best I can do is just rewatch the episodes I've seen already. Dog, I can't.
Well,
Just
the
give me some
manga,
isekai.
the manga continues on after that. I have the manga. It's like I have the physical copies,
Wow.
and it is pretty good. Same thing with Call of the Night. I have physical copies of Call of the Night as well.
We'll Call of the Night.
Yeah, I heard the MC gets dark.
Chill out.
You get the job?
I said dark. He
Oh.
gets dark in a manga.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go in too far into it, but it does take a little turn eventually. I think it's in like volume 12.
What if the band who made the introduction, the
Creepy
intro,
Nuts.
Creepy Nuts, are they the same one who did the Masher one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, so if you want me to be real with you, so the author for Call of the Night, he made the manga after they made that intro. The song was out before
The Mashle one?
the manga was ever out, and then he asked them for permission to name it after the song because the name of the song just translates to Call of the Night. And then they got permission, and he was like, "All right, so in addition to that, can y'all make an outro that sort of sounds similar?" And then that's how you got the outro for Call of the Night. They do both the intro and the outro.
Okay. Is it the same story with Mashal?
No.
Okay,
No.
okay.
That was also their introduction into like the world to be like recognized. He's like, okay, this band's pretty good.
Oh, I heard season 2 is actually coming out for Call
It
of
comes
the
out in
Night.
July.
Wait, season 2 of
Yeah.
Mashal?
Call
Call
of
of
the
the
Night.
Night. They already have a season 2, right, of Mashal, or is it just 24 episodes?
Yes, they do have a season 2 of Mashal.
Yeah.
You trying
Season
to
2 of Mashal is the one with the Bling Bong Born.
Yeah.
What if there's 3 hitters? It was Mashal, Call of the Night, Down it on. In my
They
opinion,
only have 3, and every single last one has been a banger. They're on a generational run right now.
I believe I prefer not Down it on. Fucking Mashal's over Down
I
it on.
prefer Call of the Night, bro.
Call of the Night.
I prefer Call of the Night, bro. Once you
I
watch
prefer
it,
Mashals.
Hey.
it's alright. You know what I'm saying? I know where I stand.
Bro, you ain't trying to hear bring bom bom bring bom bom bring bom bom bom. Bro,
The anime was the
How
anime
can it be
community
nice
was in
that-
an uproar. Not even the anime community. The world was in an uproar. I haven't seen like that many people like listen to a song since
Ada.
no
Lisa.
Idol by Yoasobi.
Oh,
Yeah, that was the #1 song in the world. Beating out Taylor Swift, which was crazy.
the Swift.
I don't know that song.
If the
Oshino
Idol
opening, the first one.
I never even watched Oshinoko.
I probably heard this song. I haven't finished watching it. It's really good. I'm assuming the manga coming to an end.
It ended.
It ended. Okay. So it was the end.
I think it ended last year.
Okay.
I'm like halfway through it.
Right now, I have an app I use. Well, actually from school. One of my classmates, he gave me the app. He used Manga Man, I believe it's called. And for me, I just been using bootleg websites to.
Hey, chill out. You can't give out what's name.
Yeah, you're. But of course, hey,
You can't be giving out the secrets, bro.
Did I just say something illegal?
We saw what
man?
happened. What was that? Not. I was about to say something.
Kiss anime.
Kiss anime. My God. Kids,
Such a top tier website, bro.
the kids won't know nothing about that, bro.
Y'all ain't
Nah,
never
they
use
know about
Zoro.
watching
Y'all
the-
ain't never
the
use
YouTube
Zoro.
videos.
YouTube, bro. Yes,
The
bro.
little box squares and
Yeah.
audio quality all messed up.
Yeah.
You watch 3 episodes here. The 4th episode gonna be in Spanish.
You got Spanish, bro? I got like Portuguese, which is close, but it ain't the same.
Bro.
LOL.
What, Flamia?
LOL.
She said LOL.
Uh,
So why are we gonna talk about anime? I want to know. I want to know something. And Naruto, Dragon Ball, Bleach, do not count. What was the anime that like? Okay, I'm gonna start watching more anime from here on out because this was an enjoyable show.
My
I really enjoyed
Bride
it.
is a Mermaid. It's a rom-com? Oh my
Of
god.
course
Bro,
it is.
bro.
That's why we got romantic heartthrob last year. Cause your ass over here
What
always.
can I say? Except you're welcome. Bro,
Oh
My Bride is a
god.
Mermaid. It's one of them older style enemies with the animation did not matter. It'll peak at certain moments with the hype fight scenes, but dog. So it starts about this kid. I forgot the kid's name, but he goes on vacation to the Settle Beach. He meets a girl who was allegedly drowning, but really she was a mermaid. And so in an attempt to save her, she saved him. He drowned, but she ended up saving him. But her mermaid form got revealed, and either she gotta die, or they gotta kill the kid for finding out that she's a mermaid. It was one of those two choices. But she said, "Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna marry him, and so we can keep the peace." And so it just goes about the life of those two being together, right? And of course, they have the occasional episode like, oh, they introduce a new character, potential love rival, and the abduction. Bro, for me, what really got me into it was how comedic it was. And it was new. It was new from traditional cartoons you might see on Cartoon Network, like the Grim Adventures of Bill and Mandy.
Yeah.
Freaking, it was just
ahead of its time.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Flamio?
Probably. I'm not gonna lie, Hunter, for all.
Hunter? Okay, that's a valid choice.
Like, I believe, in my opinion, Hunter x Hunter is probably like top 5 anime of all time. And like, and there's one arc in that anime that's like, it's hands down like my top 5 favorite arcs of all time as well, and that's the Chimera arc. And it is so crazy. That arc is one of the most underrated. Everybody says they hate it, it's so slow and whatever, but I feel like how they paced it, like the not even just that, like all the details, like the background information you find out about all these characters. Like there's this one kid, these 2 kids, like they got ate by these ants or whatever, and then like you can see them coming back as ants, and then like you can see their progression, and it's like it was actually kind of beautiful and sad at the same time, because you would think like as a mother, like you would see like your aunt and that's claiming to be your daughter or whatever, but like at the end of the show, like they show like the daughter ant basically, and then it's like she knew that was her daughter, like, and they just both started crying and whatever. All the villages accepted them, and then like the whole parallel between Gon and Meruem, like there were literally parallel lines. They ain't never meet each other, but they were complete opposites. Gon was itching closer from humanity, and Meruem gained his humanity, which I felt like was actually beautiful. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess it's my turn since I asked the question.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a few. It wasn't like just one, but it was a few. But so
say one, bruh.
One.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mine's. I would say Fuka.
Fuka?
It's definitely
Fuda?
underrated. No, Fuka. Fuka.
Isn't that the music anime with the blue hair girl?
And that would be indeed. What really drew me in was the music. 100%. The music was top tier. It was your, but the story plot was your generic. You know, fell in love with this girl, and then childhood friend that's had a crush on me since forever, who's actually popular, makes music and finds out that the music's all about me. You know, a whole bunch of stuff happened. It was really good. The dub was really good. I watched that on YouTube.
Speaking of animes that I like only watch on YouTube because like it would just never would be released like in America like at all, was Seven Deadly Sins when it was first airing for real. And that anime is actually, I feel like it's also slept on for real, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's not
slept on, like people just like
because of the animation.
Not even that, just like all the allegations and stuff.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the anime, right?
Yeah.
But as we've gotten so far with like how animations are, like I like the older art styles. I love them. You know what I'm saying? I'll go back and rewatch any Studio Ghibli movie right now. I'll go watch I'll go watch Cowboy Bebop, Afro
it's
Samurai.
a reason why they're the only people to, what is it called? What award did they win, Studio Ghibli? I forgot.
I think a Grammy.
Yeah, they're the only like animation like to ever win a Grammy, I believe.
Yeah, they were the first ones actually.
Yeah, the first one.
I
Yeah.
don't know if any have one since then, but they were the very first ones, and that was like way back when, like anime was like just starting to get like popular, you know. And I don't know. I think maybe they might get another one for the Boy and the Heron, the last one. That's the last Studio Ghibli movie.
Oh yeah.
Made by the same person. I think he's giving it to his son, but by the original creator of Studio Ghibli. That's the last one. But we've come a really far way. We've come a long way for anime, and like certain things you can accept, right? Like I can accept some CGI, right? Because like that's understandable, right? But like with
People
Seven
just
Deadly
have
Sins,
like
I've read some of it, right? And I'm not trying to like discredit like any of the animators, but like y'all do this for like a living, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have the blueprint like right there.
I'm
trying to figure out what was like. I want to say what was so hard about like trying to animate it, but it felt like they were really lazy.
if you watch it again, they literally changed it as well. So
They did.
I don't. Yeah, they changed the animation. It was way better now.
Okay. Oh, it must have been a time issue. What other project they had going on? Because that's what's really going on. Like, if you look at like
not really, because the original. So what happened was the original studio that was doing it.
They swapped.
And it swapped to Studio Dean, and me and Studio Dean already got beef.
Yeah,
I'll let y'all know
Aniplex
that.
was animating them like the first time. Or was
Yeah,
it
I love
Aniplex?
Aniplex. Aniplex is great. They have normally like Ufotable is underneath that Aniplex umbrella, right? And we know how much I love Ufotable, right?
Yeah.
But
Fate.
Fate, yeah. But look, guess what my reason also is for hating Studio Dean?
Yeah.
Fate. They did the very first one back in like 2009, and it was not received well. It was not received well, which is why I got a reboot.
Fate Zero.
Fate Zero. That's why I got the reboot, and then Fate Stay Night. Because they had to set themselves apart from it and be like, this ain't the same studio, this ain't the same, what's the name? We're gonna set the pace for y'all real quick. And then they go into that. And then now we got what's known as unlimited budget works and stuff like that, which is not even really true. Which is not even really true, because they ran out of budget a lot during Unlimited Blade Works.
and it still looked pretty good from when I watched it, especially with I forgot with Shiro.
Yeah, okay. So all of them technically have Shiro, besides Zero, because that's the prequel. That's before Shiro was involved. But like Heaven's Feel and Fate Stay Night.
I know, but I was gonna say the battle with Shiro against Archer when he enacted his. I forgot what the actual thing called, but his innate domain.
I am the
his
blade.
reality
I am
marble.
the bone of my own sword.
Yeah, reality marble. It was domain expansions before domain expansions were real.
I am the bone of my own sword.
Unknown to death, nor known to life.
Unlimited blade works.
Bro, speaking of domain extension, going to JJK. I really miss JJK. I'm over JJK weeks, waiting for each weekly chapter. Seeing how hyped the community will be and how divisive. You're like, oh my god, they'll either praise it to all heavens or say how mid it is. But it was just so fun.
No, bro, because I got tired of Sakuda pulling some bullshit out of that. He hasn't used since the
look at this second
like,
he
what
got
the hell
used
is
since the
Hollow
high
Wicker
era.
Basket? And why haven't you been using that shit since the beginning?
Literally.
The one time he could have got murked by Angel, he pulled out the "It's me, Megami, help me," and just chomp.
And then he starts skywalking and shit. Like, dodges the freaking what's it called? The what? I forgot
Jacob's
what it's
ladder?
called. Yeah, Jacob's ladder. Literally.
And when Yuta does it, which it's probably not as powerful as Angel's, but the fact that he tanked it, as you said, bro.
Literally, it was literally like Sukuna and Gege versus freaking Gojo and everybody else, bro.
No,
Like,
but did you hear the reason why Gege killed Gojo, bro?
Why?
oh, because he didn't like him, right?
Because his
Not even
wife
that.
liked them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the reason.
yeah,
His
that's
wife liked him, but she was
yeah.
saying things. He was like, "I bet, check me out."
Yeah. it's
Imagine having
crazy
beef
work,
with your
bro.
own creator. Oh my god.
And then, like, honestly, I wouldn't say hate, but like I feel like they didn't do the ending justice for real. And there's a
No,
lot
they
of
really
unanswered
didn't.
questions.
It's like
With the
we've had
domain
plenty of
extension.
animes.
Mhm.
Like
Doesn't
this
mean
man, Megumi was brain dead multiple times and somehow he's okay. And how did Yuta get back? Like, he died when he was fighting Sukuna, like in Gojo's body. That's another thing.
I don't know, but like we've had animes where like people are basically got. Look at Madara, for example.
So
You know what I'm
the whole
saying?
battlefield.
Madara was a god. He had the ghost of the Uchiha. This nigga was dead, and the mere mention of his name
Shook
made me
nations,
just like,
bro.
I'm not rocking with that. You said Madara
Literally.
involved? Yeah, you can
Yeah.
have all that, right?
You can-
and then
the-
when he showed up, you know what I'm saying?
This is not
He
power
pulled
of
up,
creation.
put in the work.
That is literally one of my favorite quotes from freaking Madara, bro. Like the whole
Yeah.
speech is cool, but like, I forgot Kabuto when he was possessing like the second Tsukikage, he was like, "Oh, I made you even better in your prime." Madara was like, "My prime." Do not misunderstand it. This is not power of your creation, bro. Just drops 2 meteors on their heads, bro.
And then, bro, when he versus the 5 Kage, and you were talking shit like, you're Madara Uchiha. You're
We gotta
Madara
jump
Shinobi. It's only fair that we go 5v1. He like,
He was like, alright, cool.
Now it's 5v1 the other
What
way.
clones?
Yeah, no, and then he was like, then he hit him with
Would you like
now
to-
here's the real question. You want these clones to use the
To use
Susanoo or
the-
not? I didn't know they could do that.
Hushmo! Were they
Literally,
silent? Or were they
Like-
silenced?
Okay,
Bro,
buddy.
like, he really should have taught Sasuke how to do that, because Sasuke getting worked in Boruto right now, bro. How you lose the Rinnegan?
Bro was like practically dead, or he was.
Wasn't
like,
he
in a
fighting like
state of
dinosaurs for a little bit or something?
What?
Actually,
we watching the same show?
Actually, I don't think that's canon to the manga.
It's not canon, it's not canon, okay.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't fighting dinosaurs. But like, how you gonna let this little, like, how you gonna let Boruto,
This
all people, this little
This man
gremlin?
has his Sharingan, the Rinnegan. He couldn't foresee this man, bro.
Oh, God.
When have y'all ever saw a Kunai?
Like, you walking around like Itachi. Your Sharingan basically always on. Your Rinnegan never turned off. How you not sense this guy coming?
Has
Like,
the Kunai ever done some real damage, bro?
oh god!
Like,
I bet you if Danzo saw that, he turned it in his grave right now.
literally, bro. Speaking of, he could have used what's it called? Like Izanagi or Izanami, one of those things, bro. Like to literally alter reality to make it where he
Yeah, but that
never got
cost the
hit.
Sharingan.
I mean, yeah, but like the Rinnegan is more powerful than the Sharingan. And then his Rinnegan was even more special because he had the freaking Tomoe in there as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that.
Yeah. To backpack of what Slick said a little bit earlier before, with your Fuka anime, when you said that, it reminded me of what anime that got me into music really. Well, y'all ever seen Your Lie in April?
Bro, it's almost April, bro. Yearly sadness, bro. Let's go.
When I first watched that
Merry
series,
Christmas.
oh my
Kirito.
god. But
Have you seen Bocchi the Rock?
I haven't.
There's this other
Please go
music
watch Bocchi the
anime.
Rock.
I
Have
forgot
you
what
seen
its
K-On?
name is called.
No, but I heard that's
Sound
racist,
Euphonium?
though. San Antonio?
No, you sound euphonium. Bro, all these great music animes and you're not watching it. What are you doing?
Bro, I heard of K-On, I heard of Bochi, I haven't heard of Son Euphonium though, actually.
It's made by the same people who made both of those, I'm pretty sure.
But
It's
I
made
mean,
by
There's this
they
one
animate
freaking
like the
anime
same
that I
thing. You
love,
can tell it's their
bro.
art
I
style.
forgot its name. Oh my god, it came out like a year or two ago as well.
What?
It was like this guy. You probably watched
Tokyo
it.
Destiny?
Oh yes, that was it, bro. That anime, like, It was
That anime was
beautiful, bro. It was beautiful. The music.
And all that
was-
anime just for them to tell us that
Oh,
they're
yeah,
coming out
they-
with a game.
Yeah, they were promoting a game. I hate when they do that, bro. That reminds me of that one. I forgot the name of that one too. But they were like
The
using like
horse
literally
anime?
like they were like using like Monster Hunter type weapons and stuff, bro. It starts with a G, I think.
Monster Hunter weapons and start with
Gate?
No.
No.
The
I don't
only,
know.
the only other anime I know that's promoting a game is that the Horse Girl anime with the good ass animation. I forgot what it's called, but it's just basically horse girls racing around the track. I believe.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I know.
Not about buying it because it's on PlayStation.
It is it?
Yeah.
But to go back to what I was saying, I brought up Your Lie in April because for me, when I first heard that and was seeing it, it got me. One, it introduced me into like music theory and all that, and that's how, bro. One, how I learned the piano. Cause I wanted to be like them so badly. I'd be on the piano. I forgot the girl name.
You're lonely.
But because of that anime, I'm pretty sure that's how I got into band as a kid in school. So I actually did some damn extracurricular activity. And bro, remember me being in band, all the friends I made, and like for me, that's how I met Shoot. Yeah, I don't know, but going throughout band, actually like going to games and stuff. Bro, I still remember my first crush being in band.
Oh my god.
Fucking ain't nothing ever happened with it though because freaking I'm over.
I'm scared.
Well, not just that, but they said they were gonna move away, right? Like in our 8th grade year in middle school before going to middle school. I'm in high school. So as they said that, I'm like, damn, no point in.
I would have took it. I would have did it.
I should have. And the thing was, 8th grade year to 9th grade were my prime years of schooling. A little fine ass little shit, you know what I'm saying?
All right, that's enough of that.
But nah, just think, yeah. Going back to how good, how anime actually got me to like learn an instrument, to actually go out and do extra stuff. It wasn't the same for y'all. Like, were there any anime that like made you go out and learn? Because I know Flame Yo, you watched Eminence in Shadow, and you want to learn what was it, Beethoven's Fifth Symphony? Is that what it's called?
No, it's Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata.
Yeah.
Fifth movement.
Okay.
I think it's the first movement actually.
Is it first movement? It's one of the movements.
But I know you wanted to learn that because of Eminence in Shadow.
It's a hard song to listen to. I've tried learning it. I've gotten through probably like a page or two of the sheet music, but it is quite hard.
If I were to like go back to piano, one song I want to learn from them is For Elise. That's one song.
That's also very hard. It's also another song that I've practiced. The first part is not what's name, but once you get to like the second part, it's super difficult.
I'm playing it right now.
Yeah.
But how about you, Slick? Were there any anime that inspired you to do something new, or
No, not really. They've always
Naruto
been
hand
music.
signs.
it doesn't have to be
Alright,
music?
that's enough of that. That's enough out of
Y'all ever heard of the Kamehameha? Kamehameha.
that.
Just me.
But no, not really, because I've been in music
It doesn't-
class
it doesn't
since
have to
I've
be-
been in
My fault.
kindergarten.
It doesn't have to be music specifically. That was just for me. Like any anime they say got you into drawing, politics, stuff
No,
like that.
no.
Bro, you telling me you watched Death Note, Code Geass, and didn't think you'll be the mastermind of New World?
No.
I'm
just
literally
thought,
I am
right.
Koji, bro. I am literally I am
That was
Koji, bro.
you?
I agreed with them. That's where my love of supervillains comes from,
and then
bro.
Ken Kaneki, bro. Oh, freaking snapping your freaking finger, bro, like how he
I
did.
don't
bro.
do that.
Well, what's 1,000 minus 7, bro? I mean, I don't do it either, but like I don't do it either, but yeah.
Yeah, no.
Those are some-
Man, no imagination. But speaking of King Kaneki, y'all seen that Dead by Daylight? They just added him into it. dog.
Oh, that is
I don't
true.
play. I don't play DVD, bro.
Bro,
Too
please,
scary
bro,
for you, bro.
please.
I'm not. I refuse, bro.
Bro, best believe next time I play Dead by Daylight, I'm buying him instantly. Every time I'm getting Survivor, if I down him, was 1,000 minus 7. Each and every time. If we ever played if we ever play together in a custom, I'm gonna keep track every time I hit y'all. And if y'all get it right, I'll let you live. If not, I'm eating y'all out. Cause yo,
hey yo,
that's what he does.
nah, I don't think he'd do what you just said, bro.
Bro, if y'all seen his Mori,
You
which is
want to
based
know
in
what he does,
execution,
bro? He uses his cognitive freaking rip out our guts and eat it, bro. He don't, nah, bro.
Bro, look at
bro.
look at the execution in Dead by
I
Daylight.
seen it before, bro. The way you said it was a sus, bro. To the 3rd degree, actually.
Fine. But yo, going on that to horror games, I feel like I'm so happy Dead by Daylight's getting more recognition. But one horror game I could never get into, what was it, Friday the 13th?
Oh, that game was doomed from the beginning. They made that game without the creator's permission of like Friday the 13th. Then they literally got docs. Like they couldn't like update the game no more when they found out, bro. It was doomed from the beginning, for real. I heard it was a good game. My brothers,
It was a good game.
plural,
It's literally
used
just
to play it all the
Dead by
time.
Daylight, though.
Yeah, they used to play it all the time.
It's
More of like Texas Chainsaw, for
a
real.
crazy big map.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre was like that, for real, in my opinion.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it was fun. It's fun for the first couple of matches, but on like DVD.
In that game, people actually try too hard, bro.
Yes.
Like first couple of games in, it was pretty fun. Like a day to a week in, bro, people would get out and like if you were the killer, people would get out in like less than 5 minutes. It was it was not good.
And then the lack of updates to consistently make it fresh, or like a new type of, not roleplay, but a new way to play it, it just made it feel stale.
Yeah, did they ever have any new killers, or was
They
it just
probably
like
did,
like
but
those
not-
the oh I'm pretty sure it was just like those siblings and like the freaking big guy, I think.
It wasn't. They probably did add a new one, but by the time they did, the game died by then. It died.
Yeah, and I think I bought it as well, unfortunately.
Talking about games bought. How was Split Fiction for you two? I haven't played it yet. I seen your TikTok, Flamio.
Beautiful.
Absolutely fantastic.
Like it's really good. I could
it's a
actually let you
relief.
play it actually, for real. Cause like I'm game sharing it, but like I could give you the freaking what's it called? And that's one thing about that game that is cool. Like you can like each cross-platform, one, and then two, you can give somebody like a free version of it, so like they don't have to own it either, so which is cool.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So like I didn't own it, but the person I played with, Video Monster, he bought the game, and then we both played it through. Now the sad part about it is if you don't own the game, you don't get trophies. I'm not here for the trophies. I'm here for a good time.
Yeah, like I am here for a good time, but it ain't nothing beats a free
A
plat
platinum
for real.
trophy.
Yeah, like and it's low key kind of fun, like going through like all the things that you miss, like some of the side stories you didn't do, cause some of the side stories are pretty fun for real.
Yeah, side stories are fun, all that. Like we're not trying not to get too much into it. It is it is a pretty good game. And it's one of those games where just like, hey, you should probably like open your mind up, because like, yeah, you know, what you like, you might, you know, like it a lot, but somebody else might have something else and you might like it. Like with Flame, like he was just like, I was a little skeptical of Monster Hunter. Now look at it.
Yeah, like almost 30 hours in, and there's gonna be 30 more probably within the next week.
Oh, don't worry, our next title update comes out next month.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah,
I'm in for a ride, to be honest.
Yeah, you're in for, at the bare minimum, probably 400 hours.
Okay.
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum 400 hours.
I mean, hey man, that's 400 hours of enjoying this game, so it's all good. Instead of games like Genshin.
How many hours I got of it? Like 2,000.
Me, probably.
Honestly,
uh,
I can't say I regret my time on Genshin just
I
because.
don't.
If I could refund some of the money I spent on it, please, dear God.
100%. There's so many people that I just pulled for that I didn't need, or
There's
Tartaglia.
only
like,
one person there's two people I regret, and they're both water characters.
Tartaglia and Ayato.
Yup.
mine is Child, Ayato, Sino, Godforsaken. Honestly, even Raiden, I don't use her at all. I do not use her at all.
I can't say anything.
Yeah, I
me,
know.
I-
You have her C2, right?
Yeah.
It would have to be Tartaglia, just because the cooldown management. It's more annoying to deal with than anything. I enjoy playing Sino. I really do, and I love his aesthetic, and especially his voice actor. But dear God, did the game not cater to long-term on-field characters? And the fact that you don't have his weapon, you're just shit out of luck. So it would be a reluctant refund on that.
If I could get a refund, I'd refund it and spend it all on Honkai, because Honkai.
Ooh.
Oh,
Bro.
I mean, hey, within the next Fast Act character's gonna be power craft. Nah, I'm
But
just
yo,
kidding.
at least they're listening to the community though. Unlike in
Yeah,
Genshin.
but not even that. But like they get it's like, okay, we get it. We're power creeping, so we're gonna start buffing some
Honestly,
OP characters.
I'd probably spend that money on freaking Wuthering Waves or Zenless for real. Because
Wuthering?
one,
Yeah.
Wuthering, like, there's no 50-50 for the weapon banner. That alone is just wonderful.
That alone is top tier, bro.
And then like in Zenless, I find like that gameplay combat, like the combat in the game, to be the best for real.
It is.
And it's crazy. I actually saw somebody who say that that was the worst, which is actually insane.
They just have no.
No.
Bro,
In
action.
terms of gameplay wise, okay, so like combat, obviously, Honkai is at the bottom of the barrel because you don't really do.
Honkai was the best
mechanical.
for this person, which
Honestly speaking, though,
But
like the
like,
visuals and
visually
stuff.
wise,
Yeah,
Honkai is
visuals-
up there.
Yeah.
Right. Complexity and gameplay fighting mechanics is not there, but because it's a turn-based game, you got to think ahead of time. You know, you got to do some fine tuning. It's not like Wuthering Waves or Zenless, where you focus on your character and you have to be the person that sort of puts in that extra effort for you to succeed. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like even in Genshin, like you don't got to worry about building for speed.
Yeah.
You don't gotta worry about building for like defense if your character doesn't really need defense. Just dodge.
Yeah.
or have a
Yeah.
Zhongli shield.
Yeah, completely impervious to damage for like a good minute, and then once that minute is over, you can get another one instantly.
Right, exactly. Stuff like that. You know, things that you do directly affect it. Where in Honkai, everything's super random. If you redo the same thing 100 times, you'll probably get the same. Like you won't get the same outcome 100 times.
Yeah.
You'll probably get like 2.
Freaking, if you have like a Fei Xiao team,
Yeah,
one time they might hit Fei
RNG is-
Xiao, or one time they might hit Robin, so you might get enough energy so that you can pop your ult one turn before them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, RNG plays a huge play in Honkai's
Which-
combat.
It does. For people who want to maximize and like get low turn runs, it's a pain in the ass. But for me, I enjoy the randomness of it. And hot take, honestly speaking, late game Genshin combat, in my opinion, is trash compared to like Honkai combat, which is turn based. In the mere fact of, I feel as if last time I played, the enemies are just bullet sponges, to the fact where you're just hitting them constantly over and over and dodging with the right element. And in my opinion, it just, I don't know. I just might have been the hater in me during that time, but it just felt so lackluster to where I just couldn't even bother finishing the Abyss. Just because I didn't want to just do 100k damage each hit, and just for them health to be at like 95% still, or 80%.
No, at this point, I think I'm just playing Genshin for the story.
I
Like,
can't.
I really enjoyed exploring. Like we're all aware of.
100% of her, yeah.
Yeah, shut up. But it's like Another reason why I liked exploring is because like I didn't want to have to spend money. Like my Furina that I had, not a single dollar spent. All that was just walking through each area and getting stuff.
Yeah, I have gotten pretty lucky sometimes playing Genshin, like getting C1, R1, Arlecchino, and Nuvolet, and I think Farina as well, which is insane.
So like stuff like that, I don't know. It's just all the other Hoyoverse games just feel like they listen to the community of Genshin and just take their ideas and just sort of pull it over there.
For me, I don't think I can ever truly appreciate Genshin because, like, y'all, excuse me, but because after, like, y'all started before me, but y'all didn't stick around initially compared to how I did. So, like, I did, like, a whole, like, almost a year, 6 months to, like, 8.
Yeah, well, it's not that I didn't stick around. It's just, like, I was playing Apex and I was playing ranked Apex.
But during that time, right, I was so dedicated to the game where, like, everybody was calling it, oh my god, it's a shit game. But the game have never treated me nice, and every time I would see y'all get, like, a double 5-star, 2 5-star then 1, or just stuff like that, it will hurt my soul to no end. Because I remember the first Hu Tao banner, the first Chinese Lunar event, during this time, I would get my PlayStation taken away from me during the weekdays, because a nigga wasn't doing his homework. But during the time that we're on, I was grinding out so much. I was exploring, doing the events, anything possible to farm up the gems. Farmed up like 120 wishes, pulled all of that just to miss, and then had to crank out $50 just to secure Hu Tao. And then for Flame Yo, when he first came back during the Kazuha banner, for him to get a double 5-star, that shit killed my soul. And then
my first 5-star was literally AR like 40 or 50, bro. That was, you know how late that is, bro?
Yeah, my first 5-star was probably like 30 or 35, and mine was
like I literally went to hard to pity, and like all the other 5-stars, I spent thousands of dollars, unfortunately, playing Genshin.
But the thing is, though, at least the 5, you might occasionally get like a double hero there. Not once have I seen a double 5-star on my Genshin account, though. And like for your first 5-star to be a premier character like the Kazuha, for like all of like 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, even 4, until Farina come out, is pretty nice. For me, my first 5-star was Chi-Chi of all things.
Do you have her C6?
Thankfully, no, but that's because
What about the loot?
The loot, no. Right now, all my standard 5-star characters are pretty evened out for the constellations. Might be C4 or C5 here, but no C6.
I have like C3 Chi-Chi, not Chi-Chi, catching, freaking. I lost the 50-50 to Tignari. I'm not sad about that, but like, still lost it. Lost a few to Jean. I'm like C2 or 3 her.
With Jean, though, one thing I really wish the RPG aspect in Genshin was more in depth. Like, y'all know when you'll go into like character detail screen and you'll see something like character cooldowns and stuff like that. I was really hoping they'll add a set to like say, okay, this set will lower your cooldown like 25% after doing this. So like you can make two cool team combos with this, or have attack speed be more prevalent. I know attack speed, there's characters that buff it and normal attack damage, but there's a soft cap on how fast you can attack, and it just feels plain, honestly. Because I feel as though for most characters, you either build an EM, or if not, crit damage with attack. If not, HP, crit damage, and there we go. Like, I just feel like there's like no variety in the RPG building aspect, or no fun team building aspect. It's like, say they have like
the gameplay is pretty linear.
Honkai. Like, one time, when we build them for, straight defense, I'm gonna be building for straight HP with some crit damage. I might just build for straight break effect.
Bro, I love how let's take the Herta for instance, right? you can either put, like, say, for one instance of endgame game mode, you put her on a attack percent. You want to nuke this certain turn instantly, right? Or say that you're doing something like pure fiction, you build something like ER so that you can just constantly have more turns in like one cycle, so that you can reach all the way to the end. I love that factor, and that you change your build constantly, right? Or let's take, say you're doing some prolonged content. No, not even that. Say that you're doing a no sustainer run. You take your Ruin May, instead of having like a ER runner, you put like defense percent, HP percent, so that she can eat more hits and potentially, hopefully not die until you've beaten the content. I love that about Honkai.
Yeah.
And to speak on Zenless real quick, Perry, I'm not sure you know this, but I got Bernice now. I missed the first.
He slipped up. He called you your real name.
Dang. I doxed, bro. But.
What's up, J?
But I got Bernice. I missed my first 50-50. Who was it to?
They're making a better one. I don't know why you pulled for her, bro.
I'm not gonna get both. This is an addiction, my boy. Come on now. But the surprising thing is, though, I went to the store in Zenless. I have not spent no money on the top-ups yet. And I was surprised by that. I'm like, dang. All my 5 stars are from the weekly, not the, what's it called?
Oh,
The
yeah,
daily
you
login
want to talk
bonus.
about me getting freaking dual 5 stars in Genshin. Okay. Every single 50-50 I've lost in Zenless, bruh.
That is upsetting. Bro, I think it was a sign for me to leave Genshin when in Honkai. When Seela first came out, I missed how that was my first double 5-star. When I first rolled for it, when I saw Japard on my screen, my heart dropped so fast because I was so depressed, thinking to myself, dang, is this just gonna be my new thing? Is this just in every gacha game I just can never win? The very next pull to see Seela, my God, I was ready to get on my knees and just praise to the fact that I haven't been forgotten. I haven't been forgotten.
In Honkai?
In Honkai, the very first banner.
Oh, do you have any more?
Did I have any more doubles?
Yeah.
One extra double. Slick was there, actually. It was on the weapon banner. I was pulling for Fu's weapon banner. I got hers, and then Himiko's weapon banner, or weapon, on the same pull.
I've gotten a decent amount of doubles.
I only got one.
I still have no use for the second
Never
copy
mind.
of Fuxuan's weapon. To this day.
Yeah, she is
no
useless
use.
as well. No Kizzy.
Huh?
Oh, nah, she's not useless. But like, did y'all hear? They're gonna make it where you could lose to the 1.0 banner characters, bruh.
Wait, what do you mean lose the 1.0 banners?
Like, if
They're gonna have. Oh, yeah, I did hear about that. You're gonna be able to obtain some of the older characters without waiting for the limited time. What's the name? So
like you're gonna they're gonna release like Jingyuan, Seela, so if you lose to them, if you lose, you can get them characters from 1.0 basically.
Yeah. Nice. That means I finally have a Jingu on. I have a perfect team for him.
Don't you have his light one too?
Yeah, I do.
See, that's stuff like that Genshin never did. It never will do. I actually saw a video.
They had a Tighnari.
I think 2024 was the first year they didn't sell over $1 billion.
I saw the same thing and they didn't. The shares are actually going down each year.
Honkai was peaking. Wuwa was peaking. ZZZ was peaking.
Yeah, but Genshin is on a decline. But I honestly one creator, and I'm actually sad that he only freaking uploads Genshin content, bro. It's actually terrible. Moga, man, he quit Honkai.
That's why I be watching Braxophone, bro. Braxophone don't do no type of Genshin, nothing. No. Braxophone and Sevi sort of, but she really be doing Honkai.
It's honestly depressing for real. I used to love that man's content.
Wasn't Moga the one who got canceled because he did a bad character review?
Yeah.
And that showed the community. But All right, this podcast it will be coming to a close, guys. I will say, if there are any final statements you want to give to the people?
Here for more.
Peace, love, and hair grease.
All right. Thank you again for everybody who tuned in and stayed and watched. My friends, I cannot be doing this without you. Every time y'all come in, it just warms my heart. So thank you once more.
That's kind of sus, but alright.
Literally. Another man warming your heart, bro.
Bro, they can be
Mine's
women
ice
here.
cold for real.
But thank you again for appearing on a pilot video of Freshly Poured Juice. May I see you again. Goodbye, my friends.